something.
Yeah, that's where it is. If you offset it, that means you're like you're making it different than where it is, just where it is. You're offsetting it by a certain amount.
Right after, if I go back to simple, yeah, the simple brings it back up to 540.
And the simple you got at 540.
No, not 540, 548.
Dude, my tummy is rumbling today. I don't know what is going on in there, bro. Oh, I hope this
Cut
goes
down,
away.
gotta cut down on that
Oh,
chili.
yeah, I'll actually get, man, I'm gonna just make sure everything's clear.
I gotta just.
All right, I'm ready. You notice this room has been coming in later and later.
They have.
Tim's in here. I don't know if he's by the computer though.
We can't talk about, right?
Talk about my great nephew Coven.
Coven. How is Coven doing?
Coven is doing good, man. He's doing good. He's got a third birthday coming up. Getting to be a big boy.
Wow, he's been around 3 years.
He's been around for, well, 2.5.
I thought, yeah, I didn't think Coven. I thought Coven came out around like March of last year.
Yeah, yeah. No, this one was the OG Coven.
Oh,
Coven.
okay.
You
The
know, just
original Coven.
Koven, Coven.
Coven.
Why are you angry standing by a mailbox, Jag?
Because it's fucking snowing.
How is it really?
Yeah.
He's got to go. He's got to go plow his daughter again.
You got snow, huh?
Yep.
Well, somebody's got to tell your weather that it's like freaking April.
I know.
Is that the norm, or is this a weird thing?
I mean, it's not totally unusual.
So it's not out of the range of possibilities?
No.
I am watching MTSL today.
MTSL?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm watching, really.
I take it there was nothing in pre-market?
MTSL, I didn't take any trades. I'm short biased this stock, even though it's got tremendous volume and it's a lower float.
Yeah, 4 million.
But if it gets over $6.50 and holds up there, my bias changes.
Yeah. Short.
Stock?
BTN? Is that what you
Listen
said?
to this. Harry Min. Luke shorted at 453. There's been 63,000 shares total.
Did you say HTM?
Harry, like boy,
Boy.
Boy, Tom, Min.
BTN.
BTM.
I know you guys can hear me typing and stuff. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
That's a great chart.
I'm
We don't have shorts on that,
talking
do
to
we?
the wife about the house
don't
and
know.
stuff. I'll be on screen in a sec.
There's 63,000
Doubt it.
shares.
Go
Yeah,
Luke.
no, I didn't. So,
It's your boy's trade.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going down on my scanner, but my scanner has been very, very quiet. Like, I haven't heard it. So that might not be working.
Do you have it on?
I do. Said anything in hours. You, Tim, do you have shorts on MTSL?
On what?
Harry, Thomas, Sally, Lima.
No.
We do.
Good luck.
haha.
Does not look like something I'd be interested in anyway.
It's like something I'll be very interested in. Jag, if you look at the daily, the last time this thing hit 650, it closed at like $2.80.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing for sure. But that's why I said, if it does somehow get above 650 and base up there, then I change. I'm either waiting for weakness or waiting for that extreme strength. It's gotta come to me, man. Tummy has been a little funky this morning.
What has?
Tummy. I've had to make a few trips to the restroom.
Uh-oh.
I'm hoping it's full right now.
I'm going to win $240 million tonight at 11 o'clock.
You're getting $240 million?
I'm going to win it. In the lotto.
Yeah, alright. Cool.
If I do, I'm going to be trading really big size.
That'd be a game changer for the trading.
Yeah. Just a little.
Well, I like the enthusiasm. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Dude, don't ever buy a house with other people. Unless you're all paying cash, like 50-50.
You're talking about your mom?
Yeah.
Driving me crazy?
No, not at all. It's just trying to figure out the percentages since it's not 50-50, and when one person puts more money down on something than the other, and it's just too much math. And in my head, I feel like I'm doing the math as simply as possible.
METX higher the better.
And then I have mother and the wife doing it two other ways, and I'm like, no, stop doing it that way. You're making it more difficult than it has to be. But this is how. Stop it.
Just stop it.
It's this easy. Stop it. Like right now, I was talking to the wife for the last like 15 minutes explaining how easy it was to get to the number I did, and now she's like, well, let me work it out another way real quick. And I'm like, why?
Why do you have to work it out another way?
Yeah, I don't like the way you're doing it, so.
Kansas City Southern Executive Senate.
Here's the question. Who is better at math, her or you?
100% me. I'm actually really good at math. I'm actually really good at math, just not at night.
Who would she say is better at math, her or you?
Me, 100%.
She would say you're better too?
Yes. The only she's better at Excel sheets. I'll give her that. That does math for her. But when it comes to like trying to figure out how to do the math, definitely me. What?
It's the only thing I'm looking at.
Here, let me get you guys on my charts.
You can long it.
Yeah, you should long it.
Keep her off to the side.
Dude, wait. I think I want you to long it.
Alright, there we go. What's up, guys? Sorry. You know, I just noticed that this is actually...
It'll work out good for me.
Let me put over here. Let me put this on top.
You're a bigger shit than Tom.
That. Which?
My music too loud. People can hear it.
I can't hear it.
I can't hear it.
Oh, that's all the same. Oh, crap. Yeah, I actually got demonetized yesterday for playing Peaches. Or was that the other day? Whatever day I played Peaches.
Did you actually play it?
Yeah. I mean, I got rid of that section, but it just means that if people watch my video that I don't get the 2 cents that I would have gotten.
2 cents.
This is just my
2 cents per person, or do you just mean 2 cents?
to see if it's share. Oh, I was being funny. It ranges. But I would say it's between like $1 and $2 every stream I do. It's really not much.
You can only make like $1.
Yeah, I think it's like between $1 and $2. It's usually something
You gotta have
around there.
millions of views per day to be making the big money, huh?
On YouTube, yeah. 100%. Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of this though, because I just need to figure out a way to...
Good Mythical Morning, the ones that have huge fan bases.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of those channels, some of them that get millions of views don't really make a lot of money because of what they're talking about. Like if they're just talking about news and stuff like that, They won't, like, the price per ad is not that high, so they don't really get paid that much. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they make money.
Well, they make a lot of their money through sponsors. That's why you see a lot of them guys with sponsors. Yeah. And the reason they have all those sponsors is because they're not getting paid that much from YouTube. And the reason they have like their Good Mythical Morning Club or whatever it is and merch and stuff like that is because they're not making that much from YouTube. The people that make a lot of money from YouTube are the people in the financial industry because that's where money is spent the most. Like if you have a channel that's dedicated to like beauty supply or something like that, or like beauty or in general, or just like shopping and stuff, like people aren't going to pay as much to advertise on those channels. But financial channels, yeah, they pay a lot more to advertise, so you make more if you are a financial channel versus something like beauty or a cooking channel or stuff like that. Because I was watching one, because if you go through and you just like YouTube search how much does this channel make with 80,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, stuff like that, there's a couple channels that have like 100,000 subscribers and they're getting, tens of thousands of views, like 10, 20,000 views per video. And I'm making the same amount on some videos that they are, just because of the advertisement fee difference. Yeah, it's really kind of weird and messed up at the same time. What's up, Daniel? Good morning.
Good luck today, guys. You're opening up in 45 seconds.
Go all in.
I don't think the trade ID scanner I got up is working. So call them out. It's on MTSL.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, bro.
Yeah, let's get her done.
Maybe we'll get some Friday action, huh? SPY all-time highs.
TSL done.
No, bro. She goes back up.
She did go back up. Actually back down.
This is why I don't trade the first minute. Or this is 1 minute candle.
In METX.
BLP. Maybe.
Or too fast, man. This thing rebounds.
Watching METX, if it can go up towards 250.
Bank account collateral against market based on certain facts that turned out not to be true. That's microsanity.
Order filled.
Just got into BLDP.
Order filled.
Just scalped the METX there.
Got out of BLDP.
Quick scalp their METX. Still want higher.
Not a great win, but
METX $.
did you get any MTSL?
AAA. AA earnings FYI.
To see it bounce a little bit.
AA small.
She won't bounce.
$.
Yeah, when I'm right on it, but it just doesn't do it how I wanted it to. Bounce up there, man. A decent bounce. 530s or something.
Order filled.
AA.
We have stuff on that.
Order filled.
Yeah, I just got out of it.
AA $.
Still watching METX for more. AA, I guess I could watch for more as well. We'll see.
What's your average on AA?
I already got out. It was at 35.17.
Yeah.
Got out at 34.83. METX, I'd be interested if it runs up through 250. AA, I'd want to see it up through 35.50 again.
Yeah, MTSL would have been a good one, Devin. Did you get in?
Yeah.
Where are you in at?
I'd like a little pop, man. I got in, I took a little out, and then I added to it, so my average is right about 5.
Yeah.
What are you in?
MTSL.
Is this the one that you said I would have told you not to trade? No, I'm just kidding.
Should've
I wouldn't.
just take it off the bell, but I'm never do that, man. And it's just not
Are you
that
sure?
fun. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you seem to be alright. This actually looks like it's gonna keep going. Such a big move down, though.
One reason I said you wouldn't want me to trade it is because it's a low float that's rotated a bunch of times.
No. Yeah, but sometimes these just give their entire move back.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it's known to do in the past, so it's just kind of what I assumed it would do this time.
huge gap to fill too now on the daily, all the way down to 4.
It's even lower than that, dude.
METX
384.
$. On
Yeah,
way.
that's 380s where I get my line.
Yeah, I was kind of eyeballing it.
What I miss?
AA and METX. I don't know if you had shares on either. You will soon.
Miss a lot.
I think I just did a bad thing.
Couple things.
I just got into EBET right at the halt.
EEP.
Did a higher $71.
Did you short it?
I just shorted.
Yeah.
What are you in at?
The halt, 45.70.
I'll say hopefully 45.7.
Okay.
There you go, Devin.
I know. Yeah, do it too.
There you go.
There's my big winner, baby.
Did you take it off or just some?
Oh, I'm still on it.
Oh. Well, you said there's my big winner, so I assumed you covered some.
This one's gonna be the one.
Oh, gotcha.
WKHS 50K to borrow FYI, not in it, needs like 12.70 plus.
Thank you for giving me that pot, man. That pot really. I didn't even get a great entry on the because it was so fast on the ad, but now. An average of the 5 and 6. Since I'm all back home, I'm just gonna hold on. I'll take some out at $4.21. No, 4.46. I'll trade this page.
Yeah, I felt like this is the one I probably should have held a little bit. I feel like that one was definitely at least going to come down and test this area. That would have been a good winner. But I had a feeling it might bounce and try to go back up through 250, but that's okay.
Imbalance on the feed. If anyone knows how to do that, I don't.
44.95. 45.
That's not good. Not what you want.
Patiently awaiting death. My head goal is 100% achievable right now.
Your what?
In my head, I believe I will make gold today. Moving, Jack.
Not really.
STON 2.20 go up.
It's the halt for maybe 3. Oh, I love it. The halt's way down there too, man.
That's to your win.
Okay, here we go. 1 minute.
DM balance is now 45.70. So you're right at where you are.
Get that pop up like $2.
AA just broke high day.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's on earnings. Just FYI, if you have shares, be careful with it.
It's a legitimate stock too.
Yeah.
BS company.
Yeah, it's a big old company.
METX get back in you hole.
UXIN on that 13G falling, spiking to the high, $1.30 at the high now.
STON got a starter and $.
Flush
A
this
big
dirt,
legit
come
cup.
on, let's
Also
go.
earnings.
Yeah, went down and tested it. I should have been way more patient with this one, to be honest. Did it even really? Yeah, it did pop back up 240, but
Flush this dirt.
at least you're talking about different stocks this time, which is good.
That was a plus.
I'm not gonna bounce here, am I?
It's highly awkward when we're talking about the same stock.
Good morning, Thomas.
Oh, I had a win too. I didn't take it.
Not really sure where I would want this. I hate these kind of charts.
Kin up, not my fave chart.
Oh, this eBet is a new IPO. Oh, this is that esports
STON stop
ticker, isn't
leftovers
it?
at B/E.
Yep.
Geez, this ran to 70 this morning? Holy smokes.
Same with
Oh,
METX.
You are playing the casino this morning, huh?
Go back up.
Yeah, I guess I could have took half off, but I really felt like that was a quick drop. It was going to probably pop back up the high of day. I was looking to get back in up near 250, but didn't work out that way.
I was reading stock splits and everybody's bullish on this MTSL today. I'm like, man, that's when you gotta be short something.
If 90% are looking one way, it's probably a good idea to go the opposite.
Saying this thing's going to the moon, it's gonna fucking fly.
I don't even remember who said that, but I remember hearing it, and I was like, that is such a good point. 90% of traders fail, so if 90% of traders are saying one thing, it's probably a good idea to try to go the opposite way.
That's why I look on them, man, just to see what the freaking masses are thinking.
I'm not really good at looking at that stuff because then it influences me, even though I know. Like, even though I know what I just said is the truth, like, it's still, it still, like, messes with my head. It's like,
Honestly, when I was
well,
reading that, it made me more short bias. So I was like, yeah, screw this thing.
no.
Like, all these idiots saying it's going to the moon. Double digits today, guy boys. Right off the bill, it's clams.
What's the plan here, Steve?
I already sold.
Oh, okay.
Get a little relief, now I'm freaking dead.
CEO Telephone with Kia on Benzinger's Back Attack show at 1:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Company merged with Spring Valley Acquisition.
1%, not too bad. Those are gonna happen. I'm assuming, were you long? So Devin's been short this for a little while. I think up here towards 5. AA doesn't have a red candle. Get that. It has a pullback but no red candles.
Oh well.
METX, thank you. Growing heart, growing heart, growing heart.
And METX. I knew I should have tried to get back in that one. Oh well. I think that was my bigger winner of the day. Oh well, I had freaking top ticked it too, essentially.
METX working out of most. Will trail leftovers.
I really thought that was going to pop back up and at least try 250, so I was going to get back in. Took the quick scalp, and then I was going to get back in, and it just never bounced. Gotcha. Not really getting anything else here. Nice. Does that mean you've been doing well if you're going back to margin? Don't forget that like button, guys. Let me know that you care about me just a little
Tim,
bit.
what's that little screen you got cheating over next to your positions? I see
Yeah,
METX,
I
AA,
was
TAU, kind of
I was just talking about that earlier. That I need to figure out a way to get that off of there, but how I have it on my screen, it doesn't really affect anything. But it's the window I have open through Interactive Brokers to tell me if the ticker is shortable and how many shares.
Gotcha. So you're
So
running DOS and the TS?
yes, but this is the only window I have open on DOS or IB or TWS, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha.
What the heck just happened?
AA ad.
And it's mainly open just to see the correct amount of shares that are available.
Correct. But now trying to show you that, I click something and now I can't get back to it. What the fuck? What did I do? What the heck? I don't know what I did. Let me exit out and try to get back in, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't save it. No, it said saving settings. No! I feel like if you change something, it should not save your settings like that.
No, not automatically.
Yeah, like you should have to save it. I wonder if I have it set up to save automatically though. Probably, I wouldn't doubt it. That's probably why it's doing it. Nah, it does that a lot for some reason.
Kansas City CEO says
1 to 8% per day usually. Nice, man.
Q1 saw service disruptions
Nice.
caused by severe
I didn't mean to
winter
say
weather
man,
in much of our service territory that
but
follow
nice.
Santa uniform.
Yep, it saved it. Crap. What the? You would think if I could click one button to go to this window that it would let me click another button to go back to the other window.
You would
Jump
think.
in this with me?
What?
You jump in this with me?
No, I tried to at like 493 when it went back up, but it didn't fill me.
What are you in, D?
MTSL.
Sometimes I just have to reread your name just to make sure.
Same for a minute.
So the real question is, to rip chick. Does that mean,
Just to relieve
I don't
it
get
on
the
stage
two
and
part,
get
but
it.
does that mean that you're ripped?
And that's why
You in the
I
fitness?
reviewed
I can appreciate a woman that's in the fitness.
Fill me. Made me angry.
I know I don't look like it right now, but I actually am fairly active. I just, pandemic and the kids really kind of
Your ass back home.
gave me an excuse to chill out and eat more.
Your average is what, 506 or something like that?
Yep, still there. Add to it, I thought about it there, but I was like, I just don't want to mess with my average. You know, winning a little heavy already, so.
Yeah.
Freaking went too low originally. Then I took some off because I was like, ah, crap, it's going up. And then it went down, so I added. Then it jumped way up, and I added again. So it was kind of a wacky way to get into this trade, but it's kind of scary when these low floaters, you know.
Yeah.
But now I'm feeling pretty confident with this one. The dude keeps pushing it up, man. It's a little bit of a lower, higher low there. If that actually holds.
Holy crap, that Dogecoin is at 40 cents.
What did it start at?
Less than a penny. But the first pump when Elon like pumped it on Twitter by accident, it went from like under a penny to 8 cents, and that was a huge deal. And now it's at 40 cents. So like imagine having like 10,000 shares of that, or even more, under a penny. It doesn't cost you that much. And now if it was at 40 cents, that's 40x your investment. That's crazy.
Is it Elon pumper?
Well, he's always been pumping it. And the funny part is that the guy who owns Dogecoin doesn't want this like at all. Like the whole purpose of the coin was just to be like a steady like coin, and now it's like getting this volatility and the dude hates it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll watch it with you too.
Did he make it as like a joke or something?
You have to show me some pictures with no face if you don't want to show your face, so I can believe you. Say that again?
Did he make it as a joke?
Well, yeah, it was a meme. It was a meme at first, like to him, but it was also supposed to just be something that was stable, and just because. And so now that it's doing all this, he absolutely hates it. He's like, I don't want anything to do with it.
METX taking all.
Dang, AA really? That dropped way further than I thought it was going to.
Come on, now
GSX
slam.
up. 26.50s for me.
There. Just in case. There we go.
You ride that back to 3?
That's what I'm hoping, man.
Ken made it up into that area, but not on this move
Watching
back here
these,
like I wanted it
ones
to.
that paid, and you've just gotta try to frickin' hold on, dude. Like, it's not easy, but
Is it worth playing OTC if using cash account with small account? My broker charges 14 RT. What is, I don't know what 14 RT means.
keep giving those buyers little glimpses of hope and then slamming them.
Is it like 14 a month to see the OTC tickers? Is that what you mean?
Obviously, bigger selling in this than buying. Just look at those candles.
20 of you in here? What, we got 5,
AA
6
another
likes?
lock. Will be a trail in a few.
Tisk tisk. Guys don't love me. You just use me. Everybody just uses me for the scanners. You know,
STON taking all. Cash.
Just go to that.
AA and METX, I thought were going to be a good indication of like a day where we might actually get some good movement.
Slam this thing down to 386. Let's go. One candle. Seems to look low.
This move kind of started here.
I got a prediction. It goes down to 386. The next thing you hear is, I'm all out.
No, I would leave on 100 shares. Just in case it really goes down.
I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm all out.
Dude, I've
Order
taken a
filled.
lot in this one already.
I'm going to try this one.
Ken.
Definitely practicing my patience here.
Be careful with it.
This is not my typical trade, but I kind of like where it's at, and that was a decent little FOMO move there at the end. Just looking for the retest at 13 here.
520 originally, which was my original plan, but it went through it so fast I didn't get the opportunity. I'm not good at that first minute, 2 minutes when it's flying all around. I'm just so bad at that.
Looking for 13 there. Got to 11. Give us that pop through 13.10. Come on. There we go. It's 11 again. Give us the pop through.
Yeah, or get CLOV. CLOV.
That's not giving it to us. Come on.
That's why I said, damn.
Oh,
I didn't hear you say 10.
I'll try to be patient with it. Stop at break even though. Not letting this go back against us, obviously. I was looking for that 13 test.
With some veracity. man.
Look at this go right back
Oh,
up.
that would have been a good trade too.
Order cancelled.
Alright, break even.
Order filled.
yeah.
That's frustrating.
I looked at it, but it just kept going up.
Entry from you would have been 35.63.
Took it break even.
Yeah, but
Miss TP.
I'm just chilling. This thing isn't fast, but let it just freaking slowly die. I'm cool with that.
Damn, Thomas, I wish I would have pulled this up.
You didn't hear me?
Oh, I heard you. I was just messing with CAN.
The action is like with CAN over there?
I was looking for a trade.
I'm looking at all the lines on there. I'm like, what is he doing?
I was finding lines where it might have resistance, and yeah, it was just kind of me. And it made a decent little move there at the end. I was just looking for the 13 retest, but it was being a pain.
Unfortunate, or I can't speak words. Unfortunate problem right now.
Was CLOV on the scanner? Why did that not alert?
I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see scanner. I saw Shin posted it, so I pulled it up.
Oh my god, now the bladder has to tell me that I gotta pee. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, round trip, gotcha.
This is
14,
unfortunate, man.
7 and 7. Yeesh. What broker are you with? Of course, now Can's gonna work. If Can goes to 13 now, I'm gonna be a little pissy. It's going to. You jerk.
We keep a cup present for these moments, but I haven't.
Wasn't about to get into a grinder though. I wasn't gonna chance that thing going higher.
Moving up.
I did. It looks like it broke. I get to 09 there. Yeah. Get rid of all these lines because I'm not gonna play it again anymore.
It's probably fast.
You literally can't walk away for 30 seconds.
TD? I thought TD was free now. Especially with the cash account.
It's not like you're taking a 3-year-old to the bathroom and then you're gonna stay gone for 30 minutes and be
TGTX $.
No, it was only 4 minutes, okay? And that, you know, I'm just not gonna say anything.
Oh, dude, I gave myself a cramp for laughing so hard.
I'm just gonna, did you hit the table? Jerk.
I urinated.
Did it?
I had my phone on me. I was looking at the chart.
Got none of it in the toilet.
Yeah, what would you have done? Not like you could have stopped it on your phone.
I would have peed all over myself and ran back to the computer.
So, a normal day?
Not OT. Oh, so OTC they charge you? That's kind of. That'd be a little frustrating.
Came down, look what Arthur did. He peed all over the wall, the table.
Fucking Arthur. Head dog. God, I want to believe in this thing to fall, but she just won't freaking die.
Yeah, that's definitely when you're gonna have to have patience if you're looking for that.
Yesterday I was pissed off.
Starting to look like a descending triangle.
The low day I could have taken and made like freaking $1.50 off that stupid thing, but I didn't take that. And I tried to look for the fast crap, which doesn't happen in this market. So, trying to reevaluate the way I'm trading in this slower market.
I'm not trading it, even though it does look like it's gonna fail. But it's not my trade. I'm just FOMOing.
If we were in a fast market and it was flying up and down, I wouldn't want to be in this.
I don't use the TRC account. I just show it so that people know that I'm not using it. That's all.
Those things it's just trying to get the relief for the big drop. Yeah, she keeps getting slammed down, which tries to move up. Good sign. trade yet, Jag?
Yeah, I got a BLDB P early.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
I didn't get. I missed the big drop though. It went back up and
I'm gonna
came
look
down.
at that.
Fakey, fakey.
ELVP. You got that first little
I got
little
the
one
first
and that
drop,
big one.
and then it went back up and then dropped. Got the drop I wanted.
Shin. I'm so sad right now. That was such a good call and I missed it.
CLOV.
Yeah. All because I was trying to force a trade and can like an idiot.
Oh, yeah, wow. Putting the lines on the shirt. LDP. Tunnel lines on that one. Under the 200 right now on the daily. See what I can trade after this thing's over.
TIRX on a halt.
Yeah, sometimes I actually call these things good. Jeez.
TIRX is halted up.
Obviously ridiculous cute.
That was a nice little jump candle, huh?
Great daily
Shorts
there.
on that?
Sarcasm.
Negative Ghost Rider. CLOV is look like it might want to test high today.
Almost be okay with getting in something else right now with some smaller shares, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Things flow, but it's not really stressing me out. You don't have shares on CLOV though, eh?
Negative.
I think we did have shares on that not that long ago.
It's a great setup. 65k to borrow. Daily is amazing. 8M float. Def all in yo.
I don't know.
No,
Why
just
didn't
today,
it
really.
maybe this jump? I don't know. It did go
Sarcasm.
Oh, that's 20 cents.
Please Don T to that.
I don't know who I was looking at the sun.
LOL.
Is it a gapper? Oh man, this MGSO is not the fast winner that I was hoping it would be.
I was gonna say.
Oh wow. Cap yeah, I saw. No chance to get that gap fill. That was way too fast. Gap fill.
No chance to get it.
Imagine if you just had an order to short that at 1550.
Dollar quick for me.
Something I've been doing in paper is throwing an order out.
Yeah, just looking for the gap fill. Yeah.
Woohoo. At crispy. TIRX dollar.
Dude, I feel like a real trader today. This is weird.
I like using to get better when read live. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, it's, I mean, it works. Yeah. It's kind of what a demo account's for.
HIMX?
Slow as molasses.
Yeah, it needs to pick up speed. but it's starting to extend out. If it could pick up a little bit, it would be nice.
Do you have shorts on this side?
That we have short on, yeah.
Oh, dude, how much volume is on that?
It's over a million, but it's just slow right now. It was all early. Most of the volume. I'll be right back.
Tell me if that thing hits like
CLOV
1270.
fake out breakout.
Things are starting to slow down a little bit, minus this INUV, which we're probably not going to play unless it runs up to like 84.
Carrot tempting me. Big Co FYI.
You Washington?
My chat with the wife.
Do it now.
I haven't stopped thinking about what she was trying to say earlier, and I think I finally came up with the way to explain it to her. You ever have that problem where it's like you know you're right, but you don't know how to explain to the other person that they're wrong so that they understand? I mean, I'm not even trying to be mean, but
every trade that I go into.
BYND up.
Because I know I'm right. I know it's against me $5, but I'm right.
That's not what I meant at all, but yeah.
At the moment, you are wrong.
The rest of the market just doesn't know it yet, but I am right.
But in that moment, you are not right. Because you shorted it at some number thinking it's going down below that number. If it's above that number, you are wrong. I can still say I'm right on this MTSL right now. Now, if it gets above 506, I'm not right anymore. I'm wrong at that moment.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, that's where I'm short.
BYND $$ on way.
This thing did
Dollar,
not play
dollar,
out
dollar.
exactly how I wanted it to, but that was a big drop from the beginning. That volume period was like, and that big ass road king will come in here at some point.
Yeah, EVET did not play out how I wanted it to play out either.
What suck?
One that I lost on EVET.
Well, look at it. Be glad you cut it.
Oh yeah.
It's at 34 now. He was in at 30, 45 something.
I got in at 45.70. I got
Half
out
watching
at 41,
CLOV for
60
round 2.
something or other.
It's obvious on that one you thought it was a wall.
Yeah. Well, that's all you could do.
And the problem I had about $2 on it almost right after the halt, but did not get it. So now I'm in PTN. See if we can get that thing all the way down.
Evan up, Medaily, but 5.20s.
I feel like
BTN?
Steve, man. Hanging out with
Yeah.
this trader.
Mary, Tom, Nancy.
Yeah.
CLOV couple shots into it.
The sellers in this thing get aggressive.
Evan started, but 5.20 would be amazing.
If we can't break it down here soon, I'm gonna have to cut this.
Okay.
Hey, Lee, let's go to the bathroom again.
That's on CNBC. Says exceeds inflation 2.5% for the year, 6.5% GDP growth this year.
CLOV in.
You say, Steve?
I said, wait till you have to go to the bathroom again. Don't just cut it.
See some freaking Selma here. Let's see coming
Wit
up
yak.
now.
Order filled. Order filled.
Take that quick
CLOV
scope.
$.
I was hoping it would pop back up and give us some more.
Shorts and,
Quick scalp there on CLOV.
453. It's really not
Indeed.
pronounced this area here, so I'd like to see that break.
Robert says we will see a surge, but with virus under control and 70% vaccinated, fundamentals for good strong growth right there.
PayPal in description.
We are not there yet.
BYND much appreciated.
Is there anything else really looking good, Jack?
No. Nope.
Stay here for a little bit. So, Ebon QS. TIRX. We don't have shorts on TIRX?
No.
What's that doing? Did we have shorts on eBet?
No.
I'm just trying to see what else is moving on the market, so if I ever get out of this, I can trade something else.
Trade two at the same time?
Okay, let's see what else I would trade, yeah. So with this freaking TRX, the thing had a crazy ass sell day.
BYND trail leftovers.
$91 down to wait, down to 13, 12. I think I remember looking at that one, but I don't remember going that low. Jeez.
Just a little drop, huh?
Really not good at predicting what those things are gonna do, man.
Yeah, that was a bad day.
call that slippage.
Lord, you know somebody's holding that stock up at like 80, 90 bucks.
So collectively, we're gonna solve this issue when things slow down a little bit more.
You're referring to your wife issue?
Yes. Well, wife and mother.
Collectively, to the three of you?
No, as in all of us. We're gonna all come up with a number.
And we're gonna see what those numbers are, and all of us have the same number.
Exactly. I'm gonna write out the exact issue in the Discord. I'm gonna give you the problem, and then you're all gonna report back to me privately with your answers. So you're gonna DM me your answer. So I'm gonna be the teacher. You guys are gonna be my students for a minute.
Jag
Yeah.
answering me.
Yeah, exactly. No influencing on answers.
Guesses CLOV is done. Will
what does
scale
it
out
do, teacher?
accordingly.
It's due by lunch. I'm gonna type it out. I'm gonna start typing it out once I feel like I can, which is probably about now.
No problem. Do we have to show our work, or can we just give you an answer?
No, just the answer is all I need. I mean, you could show me your work, but I have a feeling I'm tired of looking at other people's work. I don't really give a shit. I don't know. I just want to see the final answer.
I don't care how you get it, just freaking give me an answer.
Okay, Teach. Tell us when it's posted.
All right, I will.
Going into
I'll,
the bank. Wish me luck on my trade.
good luck. Wait, you're in a trade?
Yeah, I've been in the trade.
What
Holy
trade?
Shit, this is the most patient I've been in a trade in a long time.
Harry, Tom, Nancy.
MTN?
No.
18, I think.
Boy, Tom, Nancy.
BTN.
BTN.
B.
Button.
What?
What are you long?
No.
What the what even made you bring this chart up?
It's a good chart, man. It's a Luke chart.
Oh, because he's looking at the daily. Okay.
What do you want me to be in at? What do you think I'm in at?
Well, I'd hope for like 440. But
Not a
I'm gonna
chance.
say at like 425.
There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's down here somewhere.
I'm down here. 424.
Luke's at 440. The chasers always get the worst price.
No, Luke. No. Luke's at 425.
I'm just kidding.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
Evan Fish. RFP up in background.
I should go to the bank. Would that help me?
You've been in this thing since what, like 940?
I've been at this since 9:33.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because on that big pop you added.
Yeah. This is the longest
CLOV
trade
lock
I've been
and
in
trail.
a long, long time. So you guys keep telling me nothing else is really going, so I'm like, alright.
What was the ticker you're in?
TSL.
Oh, you're still in that one. Jeez.
It's the only trade I've taken.
Did you take some off?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I assumed you did. I was just curious. Just making sure.
I'll have to add back into it if it freaking gets to review
looking at 509 to get in if it goes up there. Or 508.
It's hard for me to add below my average on this one. I don't have like baby size, you know?
Yep.
I had like my normal size. At one point I was in the 600 shares.
What do you got left?
300 right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to take too much off because I really do think it can break down. So I took one, then I took two. I'm sitting with the three. Plan on this was not 600 shares, but when I made the big jump, I had that. This was just, honestly, I think all this is just relief bouncing from all the selling off the bow, you know?
Yep.
I don't really think this is recovering. I think it's just giving the sellers a little breath. But, dude, I'm willing to admit I'm wrong on this too if it doesn't die. Take the money I got. Green on this trade no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how green. Not my goal for this market until we really get something shaking, you know? Just try to be green every day. There, what's that? Crazy thing is, the longer I'm in this, the more comfortable I am just being in it, you know? Which is kind of nice. Fucking don't kill my ass away from the screen. I've gone to the bathroom twice. I let the dog out just now. I'm like, hey. Just in this trade, no biggie.
I almost said something, but then I remembered we were on YouTube.
Say I'm not being beat.
Almost went off the deep end.
You almost went off the deep end?
Yeah.
I looked away and fucking missed it. Excuse my language.
I was waiting for a little higher. Oh, fucking there's a seller. I'm telling you, this thing's weak as hell, dude. The sellers in this thing are strong. Did you jump in that, Thomas?
Which one?
TSL? Probably not. It's not like it.
No.
That would have been a good add up there, tuck finish.
Yeah.
Chickened out, man.
Or just like a nice entry for me.
I was thinking about slamming it with 300 shares there too, and I just chickened out, man. What a oh well. Oh god, now that really is hurting me. Oh god, that hurts my heart. Oh,
You're in it with what you have.
imagine if I would have slammed that with 300 more there though. Oh, that'd be a goal right here.
Yeah.
It's climbing now. Wait till that thing slams down to 380.
Evan Small ad.
Quite mad.
That's it. I'm done. I'm going to cook.
Make
Oh
my
God.
eggs. I'm gonna go make my eggs. There's that selling pressure we've been looking for.
shit.
Break through this, dude. Break through 450. 450 needs to break now. You
Keep
ain't
out the
going
poor
down.
I am back on that one.
You suck. You're a piece of crap. Go home. Dude, this is the longest trade I've had in a long time.
How we looking?
Suck.
Whoa, no, good job, man.
Hey Max made a little move.
MX.
Hey Max, HIMX, you guys were talking about it.
Did this MTSL just jumped over 5?
Yep.
Yep.
It moved 40 cents in this one candle?
Yep.
Awesome.
She may be weak.
I wish BTN did that.
CLOV taking all. WKHS basically NTV.
Love Sublime.
Evan one more adding.
Those health ministers said people who turn down the AstraZeneca vaccine will go to the back of the queue. Ooh.
There she goes. She's about to break.
CLOV go go ga 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 goo ga 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 go go go.
Idiot for not adding up there.
Evan hot plus risk at this point.
Ah, there it is.
LOL.
Watching CLOV if it wants to rip.
LOL go go ga ga. Go go ga ga go go ga 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 ga
Greg, you should have
CLOV.
joined me in this, man.
I was going to. I was all set to. Then I pulled up another chart for some reason, and then I looked over and it was too late. I was set to get in at 5:08. That's where I wanted to get in. I just didn't put the order on the screen because I was stupid. Did you cover any at the bottom of there?
That's a good thing, man. My take profits have been lower and lower and lower. So far, this trade's working out really nice.
Evan full cut yo.
mRNA, Moderna, candidate said Moderna's next delivery of COVID-19 vaccine due at the end of April, 650,000 doses versus the
Okay.
expected 2 million.
I typed it out. If you have any questions, ask. It's really not that difficult. Like once you read it and put it on paper, you'll start to kind of come up with your own solution. But I wanted to make sure you knew everything.
Do I even want to see this?
I mean, you like to think you're good at math, so I would hope you'd want to see it. Oh, dang, CLOV.
I never said I'm good at math. I just suck at math.
CLOV another round
Assume
in.
TNA is you.
Math
Yeah,
is
it's
literally the worst
Tim
thing.
and Amanda. TNA is Tim and Amanda. Yeah. CLOV, come on, go back up.
CLOV. Who knows the float on it? Same.
Closing costs.
PLS go go.
Oh, okay. So it lines from that.
400M.
Mother did not want to go to the
I see 107M. Thanks. Just checking for rotation. 3.5 Bico.
So mother's putting in 52,000?
Essentially more.
Mother's also covering the closing cost, 17. Mother's putting in a lot of money.
Correct. It's those two combined. If you're looking at it, it would be the 5% and the closing costs together, because the 10%, the 10,000 EMD is going to go into the
CLOV
closing
taking
costs.
the scalp there.
Yeah.
She's also putting in the 17,068.
Well, that's what's left over after the earnest money deposit.
Def strong. Be careful, Aaron.
Actually putting in 69, 06. An overall agreement of 75 to 25% split.
Yes, that's our agreement.
So is that excluding her paying for closing costs?
It's for everything.
Okay. So total, okay, 75.25 for the total 867,068.
But where I tried to explain, which might be hard to understand, is the 840. We went 10 higher than she wanted to. So the 75.25 would actually be on the 830 number, not 840. Because then we would owe, TNA owes the house itself that extra 10K.
Okay.
Because that was more than she agreed to pay.
Okay.
TNA, oh mother.
Hold on a second. Yeah, so let me read this because I'm a little behind. I just got here.
And when you say oh mother, do you mean for her putting down all this money?
What do you mean? I don't know what you're asking.
Said how much will TNA owe mother?
Yes. So in the end, if you
So as
take
far
the
as
seven,
house payments, you're not really concerned with. It's how much you owe her.
yes.
Okay.
There's an amount, and that's the amount we're trying to figure out.
Okay, but I don't really understand. And this does matter to me, I think.
Oh yeah, ask the questions.
75-25% split. Are you saying that you guys are going to pay 75% of everything to do with the house, and your mom's going to pay 25%? So whatever your mom put down, you would owe her the difference.
Yes. So essentially, if you take 830,000 and you add the closing costs, now this is me speaking my math. If you want to do it a different way, but this is my understanding of how I did it. 830,000, which is the purchase price we both agreed on,
Yeah.
and the $27,068 in closing costs. If you add those two together, which would be $857,068, and then you take a 75-25 split, that is essentially what TNA owes on the house and what mother owes on the house in the grand scheme of things.
But you have to subtract what mother put down.
Exactly. That's where everything else comes in, and that's where the issues are coming in.
That would be.
But this is where we all come up with the numbers differently, and this is where I think they get lost. And yeah, so I just want to see what you guys come up with.
Just helping me not focus on the straight, and I appreciate this.
You're welcome.
My math might be off though because I'm trying to still focus on this a little bit. So,
Yeah, definitely focus on your trade first.
That's cool. Now, as far as like payments, you're not worried about, right? You guys know what she's gonna pay and what you're gonna pay. But it's how much do you owe her? And
Yeah. Outside of what you guys are doing, that the bigger loan, we were trying to get it. Don't pay attention to this with your numbers, but we were trying to get it so that we would just pay the bigger loan and she would pay the smaller loan, so that way it would work out that way. But don't let that impact the question because it has nothing to do with it.
So what you want to know is how much.
You can't do that because that's not 25%.
Well, exactly, yeah.
You want to know how much each group is responsible for total. That's what you're looking for, right?
Well, we know that, but after, yes, yeah, all said and done, after she puts all the money down that she does, there's going to be an amount that we owe her because she's going to put in more than she's supposed to, essentially, on top of the loan. So here's where we can include the loan, because we are going to split the loans. So if TNA takes the loan of $548,250, what do we owe mother on top of $548,250 to even it out?
I'm going to send you a message. I might be totally doing this math wrong because I'm not focused that much, but I'm trying to understand what you're looking for, but this is what I meant so far.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I might need more explanation if I'm totally off.
But yeah, essentially it comes down to TNA is going to be paying $548,250 that loan. But we need to know what the difference between that and how much we actually owe overall.
How much do you owe your mother-in-law?
Well, that's how much we are going to owe her because it's on top of the loan that we're going to be paying.
Listen to you and tell me if I'm in the ballpark or if I'm totally off, because then I'm not even thinking right.
Yeah, well, as far as what I think it is, you're off, yeah.
I'm going off of just what your mother put in. 75% of what she did would have been this.
But
if I'm doing my math right, which I might have missed something, I got your mom is putting in $69,068 more than you guys in closing costs and all this stuff. 75%
right.
of that would be that.
Are you just subtracting that from the second loan, though? Is that what you did?
I'm not doing anything with the loans. I'm just doing that from what your mother put in on top of what you guys are doing loan wise.
So what do you have that she put in as your number?
$69,068.
So if you take 25% of 857,068, how do you get the number you came up with?
This is the 60,068. I thought you were trying to figure out what you owe your mom on what she's putting in now.
No, overall. See the last part where it says all said and done?
Okay, so that's what your mother-in-law started.
Yeah, no, I see what you did now. Yeah, no. No, we're looking, like I said, we're splitting the loans. So if in the end there's 548,250 is the one loan. It's 548,250, and then the and then the HELOC is 249,750.
249.
Yeah.
So to help you guys out, just to miss a step, let me pull up. Hold on, let me pull this up. The 75. Hold on, because she has the wrong number in here. Let me do it my way. $857,068. 57,068.
Hold on. Something's moving. CLOV is moving. Tim. It's you.
Yeah, it is.
See what?
It's CLOV, the one that we can't trade.
No, so I don't care.
No, Tim can. There you go, Tim.
Yeah, much.
CLOV could be a fight. Just watching for now, not in it.
I feel like this isn't really like a push that I want, though. It's still kind of close to the 9 there. If it pushed to the 9, like somewhere near 9 here, I'd be pretty interested, though.
Watching near 9.
Give you another number here in 2 seconds.
So, well, yeah, real quick, just so I can watch this. The two numbers I didn't include. Let me include these. Well, you guys should have been able to figure it out yourself, but the 75% of the total amount minus the 10,000 on top of the 830. So this is off of the 830 number because, again, mom only agreed to 830, not 840. So 75% of the 830 number with closing costs included is 642,801.
Yep.
Then 25% is 214,267. So in the end,
1,000 that is there, but you're subtracting something that I missed out on. What are you subtracting? The total amount of the loan is 798,000.
Well, that's the total amount of the loan after the 5% down and the closing costs.
Yeah, after the money your mom's putting in.
Yes. So you're trying to do what my mom did.
So you're telling me subtract that from that.
Well, no, I'm trying to just tell you the total amount that we both owe in the end.
Yes. Not taking anything out that's been paid.
Correct. We're not taking anything out. If you just step back and look at the purchase price plus closing cost. So before any loans, deposits, anything is put into it, we're getting the actual number of what we owe separately.
Yeah.
Which should be the first step, because now you know what each person owes overall. Like, that's the first step of this problem. So, yeah. So if we know that mother owes $214,267, but the loan itself that she's going to be paying on is $249,750, plus she put in the 5%, the earnest money deposit, and the rest of closing costs, that means she's putting in way more than her $214,267 that she owes, yet she's going to be paying on a loan that's $249,750. So obviously that doesn't make sense.
All right, stop for 1 second. Now I'm understanding something that I wasn't understanding before. So basically the 548,000 loan is you and Amanda's. And 249,000 is your mom's 25%.
Yes, that's what we're going to do so that it's easy when it comes to making the payments. But that's obviously not the right amount for both of us. Because if you take everything that she paid and put it into the 249,750, she'd be down closer to like 133 something or whatever. I don't know what the math. We did that math at some point, but that math doesn't matter for this issue.
Evan on way.
Also, I messed up.
So you're looking at how much money you need to basically credit back to your mother.
Correct.
So 10,000 wash. Now the extra 10K that you added on to make so you could buy the house at 840. Was that a cash or is that added into the loan?
It's added into the loan.
Okay, so it's not a cash thing like she's putting the $10,000 earnest money deposit down.
Correct.
Okay, so it's like kind of imaginary money at this point.
Yes. Yeah, because you can't put that into the 75/25. So essentially, whatever number you get at the end.
Yeah, add 10 to it.
Correct. But that's where I personally am confused, because is that 10 that you add at the end go to mom or does it go to the house? Because technically mom didn't pay it and we said we would pay it on top to get the 840 purchase price. So technically it's not something we owe her, because when we did all the numbers, we did it off of the 830 total, not the 840 total. So essentially that 10K is just in La La Land that we would owe to that, in my head, to the house, not to mom, because mom had nothing to do with that 10K. It was completely separate. At least that's how it makes sense in my head.
Well, but theoretically, if it's added into the loan.
Well, right, it's added into the loan, but the loan doesn't really have anything to do with it because everything that's extra on top of the 548,250 goes to the HELOC. Yes, so it's in her loan, but essentially that loan is everyone's loan, so it doesn't really matter, because the numbers that we came up with are based off of 830, not 840, and I think that's where they're getting a little bit confused as well.
That's true. Unless you based it off 840 and then look at out of her loan at the end, her total percentage at the end.
Exactly, but that wouldn't be fair, because then her 25% would be higher. Because she didn't want anything to do with that 10 grand. So it would make it, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not a real, I mean, it's not like money you said, okay, well, here's an extra 10 grand and it'll go to the thing, like as a down payment.
Well, that's
another thing to figure.
Right, and that's what I was trying to tell Amanda, is to solve that issue, we personally could just take 10 grand and throw it into closing, and it'll just nix that whole problem that they're having in their head. Yeah. Because then it won't matter.
And the money actually exists legitimately someplace.
Right, and no interest can be accrued on it, like nothing. Like it'll just be, it's there. Like we got rid of the 10 grand that we're having problems with.
Yes, that's probably your easiest way.
Right, but that's why I'm trying to say, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, as far as it's not included in the problem that we're having here, but at the end, you do have to include it for us, but it's not essentially money that we owe mother, because we kept that completely separate. However, it is in the loans, like you said, so if it's not paid up front, then over time, it will accrue interest and, all that crap, so but yeah, and that's, I think, part of the problem here. But even with that, you should still come up with one of two numbers, either the one without the 10,000 or with the 10,000, and it should be the same number. So.
Yeah, of what you owe your mother.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, so now, a question for you. I know she's paying the closing costs, but is she responsible for all the closing costs, or is she only responsible for 25%, even though she's paying it up front?
Well, here's where mom was having an issue, because that's what she was saying. Yes, she's only responsible for 25% of the closing cost, but you've already done that math.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, because we added it in. That's true.
Exactly.
So we added it in, so she's paying it. but the loan only has her. Yeah, but did we account for it? Because
Yes. The purchase price 840 plus 27,068, which is the closing cost. So that initial number of 214,267 is her total amount.
that's true, yeah. Because we do, but she's paying it up front. So yes, the loan doesn't include it. That 214,267 doesn't include, but it does include it. But she's paying that up front, right?
Correct. The reason this is such a big, it's hard to understand, is because the loan's split in two. We know that she only owes 214,267, and we know she's putting all this money down up front, but the loan that she's going to be paying on is 249,750.
Yeah.
So that's the number we're trying to figure out, is the difference that we would actually owe her. And people keep getting thrown off by the loan amounts. And yes, in my head, you are using one of the loan amounts, but the secondary loan amount shouldn't matter.
LFMD, do we source on that? LFMD?
MD.
It's not worth looking at anyway.
Larry, friend, Nancy, David.
Mama, Daddy.
LMND. Yes, we do, but I don't think this is it. It's an $87 stock.
No, it's Larry, Frank, Mommy, Daddy.
Oh, okay.
Larry and Frank are mommy and daddy?
Larry, Frank, Mommy, Daddy. I've got
It's SSR. Yes, but it's SSR.
I know, I looked at it already. Wait.
Why are you bothering?
I'm not anymore, but you couldn't get the freaking ticker.
Are you short or long, chick?
Still in my trade, man. This is the longest trade I've ever been in my life.
It's a scary one to be short in, to be honest. It's a higher float, but it's a big company, and it's just grinding away.
Okay,
I'm gonna send you a message.
Okay.
I think I got it.
CLOV for 9-10.
Yeah, I'm not. It's grinding, man. That 9's just holding up there with it.
CLOV LOL 555.
This is like a daily.
Oh, you two battling again? No position here. Someone said something about that B. LOL.
They have $9 calls going crazy right now. It's at $9.
What?
I just said there's a lot of activity for $9 calls on Clover. I'm like, it's at $9.
What is Clover? I feel like I've heard that name before.
It's a POS system, if I'm right.
A POS? Like piece of shit?
No, point of sale.
I
Confident
know.
It will work out for me anyway, LMAO.
Who's the bad guy thing?
It should be good.
I'm trying to work on it.
One day, be a good guy.
All right, Monday. That's your goal.
I wasn't calling him a POS.
Although now you are.
This is way off, Jag. Or unless you're not done yet.
Did it actually go through?
Yeah.
Because it told me it didn't go through.
I see 35,483 plus 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way off. Here, let me give you guys my math, and then maybe you guys can call me stupid or something. But here, let me just write this out.
I don't understand the question, so I'm not going to be involved.
I mean, I don't know how to make it any simpler than I did. I literally retyped it like 3 times trying to make it more simple.
Oh, you retyped it?
Well, I typed it and then modified it. I didn't like retype it, but.
Yeah, what am I? Oh, nothing here? Ah.
Question, Tim.
Yep.
So the 42,000 that your mom's putting that 5% down,
Right.
that's just money into the account that's just holding it to say, okay, we have some money in there?
Well, no, that's going to go towards the house. It's going to go towards the overall amount.
Eventually.
Well, no,
Right
at
now,
closing.
money just in the account sitting there. Correct?
Well, it's not even there yet. It'll be paid at closing, yeah.
Once it closes.
Correct. So when we close, 42,000 will go towards the house, which is what brings us to the 798,000 loan amount.
Okay.
Right? Because if you take 840 and you subtract 42, you get 798.
Okay. Okay, so then you owe her on that too.
So I'm going to give you guys my math real quick.
Just want to go with you wrong. Good lord, dude. I'm still in this shred.
Well, at least it's going in the right direction. Just makes me like kick myself that I didn't get in that 508 that I wanted to get in. Or retire.
Chilling here, waiting for flushes, man. Waiting for flushes. Fastest trade of my life, that's for sure.
And for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Over LC May, $10 call sweep now, and Charlie Lima Oscar Victor, CLOV.
I wish I would have added. I'm really bummed I didn't freaking add up there. You should have entered and I should have added.
Yep.
You gave me a gift and I didn't take it. I'm an idiot. That bums me out.
All right. So there's my math and how simple it is.
Because I got that first part. What do you... Where did you come up with the 94,000?
The 75% on the total amount that we owe is 642,801.
Yes.
The loan that TNA will be paying for is 548,250. So if you subtract that from the overall amount that we owe, we're left with 94,551.
Okay.
And since we haven't put 1 penny into this yet, the 548,250 will still remain 548,250. But if we actually owe overall 642,801, if you subtract 548 from 642, you get 94,551, which essentially is what we should owe on top of the loan.
Which one? Oh, that's what?
Then the 10K is where the issue was, because the number that we all can't, well, the number that we keep periodically coming up with, and then they keep changing, is 104,551, which is this number plus that 10,000.
Yes.
But So to me, this number that I have is the right number. To me, after we found this number, which is the number I was looking for from you guys, or the 104 or 551, depending on what you did with the 10,000, does that 10,000 on top go to mom or does it go to the house? Because essentially this 94 551 has nothing to do with mother, or is everything to do with mother. The $10,000 that we took off the top before we did any of this math has nothing to do with mother. It's just what we agreed to pay on top.
That would go to the house and be strapped onto your loan.
Exactly. But the question isn't how much do we owe the house, it's how much do we owe mother.
I feel like you owe mother, because mother's initial, the money your mom put in that is on top of the loans of the house, right? Which I think that's something that matters here, isn't it?
But in reality, that's everything that doesn't matter when you're doing this equation. Like, look, yes, it does. Well, no, essentially it doesn't matter because that's not what we're trying to figure out. What she puts in, we could care less. All we need to know is what she actually owes if nobody put anything in overall. Because
stop for 1 second. Can you break something down real fast? The house loan minus the 10,000 is what?
the loan, I don't know what you're asking. What?
CLOV Halam. Didn't see that coming.
Well, are you talking about the total loan or the total purchase price with the closing costs? Because that's two totally different numbers.
Well, everything that's going to be owed minus the 10K that your mom didn't want to pay. So closing costs included, everything minus the 10K.
857,068.
That's everything that's owed on the house.
About to sell you my leftover shares.
Yes, it's 830,000 total, which is the max mom wanted to go, plus $27,068 in closing. So it would be 857,068.
You will have to hit the bid to do
I
that.
think
LOL.
you simplify things if you just throw 10 grand into the closing costs and take it away from her.
I agree, but well, and we can. It has nothing to do with that to me. And on top of it, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the question is, this is the right number regardless of that 10K, this 94,551. But what we actually owe her if we didn't put that 10K in, would it be 94,551 or 104,551? Which, again, it doesn't really matter at this point. But
what you owe your mom.
Yes, exactly.
Now, to me, you don't owe your mom anything on the loan because you owe that to the bank that's giving you the loan.
Well, yeah.
Who's responsible for working if they're responsible for
45% on the 857,068 plus you have the 10K extra, but you have 75% on this 857,068. That has nothing to do with your mom. You're 75%.
Correct. Correct.
The only thing that you owe your mom back on would be the 69,068 that she put in.
which is the 42K plus the closing costs.
Which is what I came up with when I sent you.
But the part that you're missing, is like, yeah, I see where you're going with that math, but you're not taking into account that the loans are the size that they are. If we could take two separate loans for 75% and 25% accordingly, it would obviously be a lot easier, but we can't because if you go above 548,250, it's considered a jumbo loan and there's a bunch of other crap that comes along with that. So that's why it's split into two. And the second loan is a trust, it's a HELOC, but it's a second loan, but it's not the exact amount.
Are you trying to come up with what you owe mom? Or what
Yes.
you owe on the house and what she paid? Because
Well, no. Yeah, but that's easy to figure out, and I already did that. That's what I typed in there. If you take the total amount and you just times it by 75%, that gives you that amount. That's not the hard part.
You guys owe
Correct. But what we're trying to figure out.
The mom is 75% of 69,068.
No, you're doing it wrong, because that's all in that total amount, regardless of whether she pays it or not. If she pays.
Nash, give me one second. Forget the total amount. You take 25%, take 25%, or 75%
At V1.
of the amount of money she put down. That's one thing. That's one amount. And then you have your loan, which is separate, because that's not included in the money that's being put down, because that's not included in the loan. You then take the total loan, you split that 75-25. Whatever those payments are per month, you put that money together. Most the big loan, some of it goes towards the other loan. She's not contributing the whole payment for the smaller loan because she doesn't owe that much.
I 100% agree with what you're saying, but that makes it a million times more difficult. And it doesn't have to be.
It makes it so much easier. It's a flat number.
But you
Put it in one
can't.
account, but you can. And then you write the checks from that one account.
I see what you're saying. You're taking the accounting route.
Which is the correct way to do it and the easiest way to do it.
If you ask nicely.
I wouldn't say it's the easiest way. I would say it's definitely the most correct way.
If your $560,000 loan, the mortgage on that is, let's say, $100 a month. The $250,000 loan, let's say the mortgage on that is $1,600 a month. So now your total is $4,100. So the $4,100,
taking a little CLOV YOLO long off B/E. B selling pressure is scaring me.
She puts in 25%. Then from that checking account, you write the respective loan payments to each loan.
Well, I 100% agree with you, but where we run into an issue with that is the amount that she put down already. She technically would still be paying interest per se on a higher amount that she shouldn't be, which she's essentially going to somewhat do in one form or another regardless anyway.
Well, you're going to have to pay back her. You have to pay the cash back to her up above and beyond the mortgage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You were paying your mom back. Now,
We are.
Cash, and you have to pay the mortgage.
If you want to, you could do it differently and subtract that from what she pays, and you guys pay more every month, and then she just pays way less every single month because she puts the money down. Which, if that's $857, the amount that she's willing to pay.
To pay 25%.
Then what you could do is you could take that $857. What you could do is this. Okay, so we got 857.
I have two guys that remind me of the two girls that I'm dealing with, making it more difficult than it has to be.
So that's the total amount of the loan that your mom was down to pay. But it's actually more than that, so, because it's actually 867,068, yeah?
If you include the 10 grand, yes.
Is that on the table though, what I'm thinking here? Do you understand what I'm thinking? Instead of you paying your mom back, your mom pays substantially less every single month, and then she's not paying any interest. She's only paying because she's subtracting what she already put down, which there shouldn't be any interest on.
So
subtract that from the 857,068, which was what your mom was cool paying. So you subtract, so we got, hold on. Let me do something.
definitely getting Chipotle today.
Your mother going to pay interest or just the principal?
So how the HELOC loan works, which was another reason we wanted to do it this way, especially because if we're going to get into like the nitty gritties, mom is, you know, hoping to retire in the near future. The HELOC works every time you make a payment on it, the actual monthly payment goes down with it. So if you were to make a big lump sum payment into, dang, there goes CLOV again. If you were to make like a big lump sum payment into the HELOC, so say the on 250, you're talking like 1,300 mortgage or whatever. If you take 100K off of that, it's going to go down. You know, your payment's going to be well under $1,000 at that point. So that was something that that was something that interested her.
Yeah, not like the mortgage.
Right. So we came to the agreement it would be nice for her to have that so that we can then be responsible for the loan, the primary loan, the conventional loan. Yeah, I saw GovX too. Yeah, actually, oh, I thought it was about to pop back up. Dang. Oh, look at the spread on that thing. Ooh. Yeah, that was kind of sucky miss there. CLOV is just grinding, man. I think it like tries to go lower and then just rockets up. GovX would have been a good one if it could have caught the top though. But essentially, we were trying to get it so that we paid the main conventional loan and she would pay the HELOC loan. But if she puts, but yeah, obviously the main conventional loan at 548,250 is a lot less than the 642,801 that we actually owe on the total amount.
GOVX didn't miss.
So my way of doing the math there was, well, if you just subtract the loan amount from what we actually owe, that's the difference that we owe overall. So that if mom pays the HELOC in full, that's how much we would owe mom to make up the difference.
But you're not counting in the interest also.
Correct. But in the grand scheme of things, she would pay a lot less interest if she pays off the HELOC quicker, which she would.
But is she agreeing to pay interest also, or just the 25% of the principal?
Well, the interest on both loans is the same, so it does. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Collectively, it's always going to be more. But by giving her the smaller payment, it's not actually going to be a smaller payment according to what she actually owes at first. But over time, if she pays this down within the next couple of years, like if she sells her house, she was debating on putting some more money down onto it, or like what. And our idea was if we owe her the 94,551 and say we come up with like a payment plan, we would actually pay into the HELOC as well instead of paying her, so that way that number continues to go lower and lower and lower. And the lower that goes, obviously the lower interest and the payment goes down at the same time. So it's like it all works out in her favor to do it that way. But again, in the grand scheme of things, it still doesn't fix the main question of how much we actually owe her.
Here's what I feel. Yeah. I feel like your mom buying a house that's $197,000, and you guys are paying rents. The end. That means your mom doesn't have to pay on interest on the money she put down. You guys would have to pay the interest obviously on a little more because your mom put the money down. So your mom's discounted here. You guys are going to pay more because you didn't put the money down. You know, just like your mom does put, let's say she sells her house or something and puts another 40K in, her payment should go down, or I mean that goes towards her paying your loan off faster than your loan.
Correct.
So you have to calculate that down in the future, which is going to be more complicated. But right now your mom's buying 100.
But we're not. Yeah, we've decided.
Subtract that from the total of the house. That's her payment. And then if you owe your mom any money, she just pays less. Your mom already put money down. Because there's no interest on that money she put down. You know what I mean? It's not building.
The problem. I see what you're saying there, and this is where we were trying. Like, my mom is a very simple person. She wants it to be simple, so it's not though, because every month. Yeah, but she's not.
She is.
No, she's not. She's buying an $840,000 house.
No, she's not, because she's only buying 25% of that house.
Which I understand again where you're coming from, but in order to get the payment.
Subtract her amount. That's what she's buying. Subtract the amount she already put in. That's what she's buying. It's a $197,000 home. That's her portion of the loan going forward.
So you're essentially saying to take the total amount, take 25% of that, put all the money that she had down, and then make a monthly payment based off of that amount.
And she's not paying interest on the money she already put down because she put it down cash up front, which is fair. And she gets to pay less every month than you guys. You guys got to pay more. That might suck for you guys, but that's the fairest way for your mom because she's putting the money down.
Right. I completely understand that. And that was actually one way I had written it down before. But again, it still doesn't answer how much we owe her, regardless. But I see what you're saying, because we wouldn't owe her anything if you did it that way.
You know her shit. She's
But the
paying-
problem, well, right. But the problem is then we still have two loans because the lower loan is not going to be that amount that she owes.
And what you're gonna have to do is break down the 25% of that.
Exactly. And this is where it starts to get difficult.
That's where it'll get difficult, but that's the fairest way where there's no.
No, I understand the fair. Yeah, I get that part. But that she wasn't necessarily worried about it being 100% fair. She was just trying to figure out the numbers, the big numbers.
That's how I would do it. But, I mean,
Because then if you do it your way, then every month you would have to recalculate the payment.
because it's gonna change.
Yes. Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, that sucks. Or you could make your mom static and make yours change. I mean, which would benefit you guys and benefit her if she pays less to begin with, because she's not going to be paying interest on the
Right.
69,000, and it would benefit
Right.
you guys because your payment would actually go down a little bit.
Right.
So honestly, she'll probably never get down to what this would be. So she's getting a better deal, and you guys are getting a better deal in the long run, because your payment will drop. You know, if you want to make it not, you know, it's not completely fair to your mom, but it actually benefits.
It's a
you
lot
in the long
more.
run,
Right. Yeah.
then you don't have to worry about the payment that changes because it'll be yours, and hers just stays static, stays the same.
Yeah, I get that aspect of it.
That's an idea. I don't know. I'm trying to help.
No, I appreciate it.
Cutting your mom a check on top of what you're cutting to the house every month, or however you can do that, and then I mean, is there gonna be interest on that? I mean,
But it,
well, how
but
does that
you,
work?
in your scenario, we wouldn't do that at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
And it makes your mom just have a smaller monthly payment if she's gonna retire. That's a good thing. That's
Well, that was
beneficial.
kind of the whole point of using the HELOC that was the whole point of splitting the loans the way that we did in the first place.
You can throw this out in a way that you say, look, mom, this is probably going to be the best loan price you're going to pay. I mean, maybe if you're here for 10 years, you'll get down to here, you know, but you're going to be paying this much less right now. You know what I mean? And maybe, oh, shit, hold on. This is actually moving.
What was that one again?
MTSL.
MTSL. That's right.
Unbelievable. Great trade you're in, man. I'm sitting here stupid. Yeah.
Crazy patience on this man. Good job, seriously.
So you guys help me, man. That's distracting.
I think usually we're not even allowed to talk on the mic, not even to him if we're in a trade, if he's in a trade.
Well, we're not talking about the trade.
You gotta do math, you gotta do logic. Like a therapist, like a trade therapist.
Since I think I've ever had in my life. Just peeling off 50 shares at a time now. We'd be over half goal. Fortunately, the thing isn't moving that fast. I'm not making like tons of money.
Dave. What are you doing for lunch, bro?
RFP going to start it here, but it's not really ready. Daily is
Something
good,
mom probably isn't.
I should have added here. I'd be freaking way over goal. Ugh. Oh well.
Oh, you nailed it.
All the way down to 29.
Are you guys opposed to what I'm suggesting?
I will buy if you fly.
It's not what I was after, but okay. I want to try one of those quesadillas that they are rolling out with now. Yes, sorry, I'm talking off mic.
Are you opposed to what I suggested? Alright, let me know.
Well, just text me what you want, and then what time do you want it? I'm not planning on going right this second, but in like the next 15 minutes or so.
Sure, fine.
All right. So Yes, Devin, I actually like that idea. It's something I'll probably bring to the table.
I think it's a good idea because you guys will actually get a deal out of it, and your mom will, you know.
Well, not really, because we'll actually end up paying a lot more per month.
Possible, yeah. I mean, but it will drop. You know, your loan you will see drops in your loan.
But it's a second option.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we will see the drop every month, but in the same respect up front, it's going to be a lot more.
Yes, you will be paying more in the. But will you really though? Because I mean, if instead you're going to take this money, because then I think it's the other way, like what I initially suggested, and you guys still have to say, okay.
SBLK
The only other
spreading.
way is you take the 800 and where's the knock? 857,000 is the total price of everything minus the 10K, eh? Yeah.
Say that again. Sorry, I didn't totally understand you.
Because the only other way to do this, bro, is take that $857,000, 857.68, which is what your mom's agreeing to her 25% on, right?
Correct.
The only other way to do it then is say, okay, she paid $69,068 because that's what all of her payments up front are, and now you have to pay her back that. And now you have to set up a payment arrangement for your mom for $69,000. I don't know how you guys are gonna work that. If it's gonna be $1,000 or $500 a month, $400 a month, whatever you're gonna do to pay that off to your mom.
If you're gonna do it that way, then you would only we would only owe her 75% of that.
75% of the 69 because that's
correct. If you're gonna do it that way.
Yeah, because you have to subtract the 857 from the 8.
Right. Well, yeah, because if you're gonna keep it separate, then yeah, then you would have to take the 75/25 out of it.
75/25.
Well, that's the split. Yeah. So if she has that number, and you're keeping it separate, then we would only be responsible to pay her 75% of it because she technically still owes 25% of it. But I see what you're saying. You just had to put the extra step in there.
Or you could say, she put down 69,068. Take 25% of that. That's what I sent you. That's that dollar amount that I had initially sent you. Message. So that's $51,801. That's what you owe your mom. And then you're just taking that out of everything, and she still pays the 25% on the mortgage, and you pay the 75%. And you owe her $51,801.
Right.
And that's
I get that.
Then the payments are what they are. You know, payments are what they are. Yeah, you guys work out whoever gets the decreasing amount. I think the fairest way it's a little more complicated, but it's that your mom has a $197,000 house she's buying, and she pays on that, and you guys pay on the rest. That's probably the crappiest way for you guys for the beginning, but
yeah,
I don't know.
That's definitely another option. Yeah, it's. I don't think we ever even thought about having another option, so it is kind of interesting to have a second option. And I knew that option because I never actually figured it out, but that was actually the first route that I went with it, but I couldn't necessarily figure it out in my head, so I just dismissed it and I went the easier route, and they kind of went along with it, so that was kind of why I just kept going in that direction because it was just easier. And it really was that easy if you do it that way. Like, if you take the total amount, you times it by 75% for the 75/25 split. That's how much we owe.
Your route is probably the worst route for you guys.
How so?
Because you're paying $94,000. I mean, you can either separate it totally, do the 25/75, and you owe your mom what
CLOV all RFPI on out there.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, we're still paying that amount. It's just how we pay it. No matter what, we're going to owe that $642,801 in principal.
Yeah.
So in the end, no matter how we pay it, we're going to pay it. Whether it's more upfront, more through higher monthly payments, more through the original way. No matter how we do it, It's going to happen. There's no way we can avoid paying the same amount. It's just a matter of whether we would want, like your way, it would help mom out a little bit more because all the money she's putting down would actually show effect like it should right away. The other way, right, the other way.
$40,000 car and I put 20 down, I only have a $20,000 loan, that 40,000 is already in it.
Right.
So,
but what,
you know,
but yeah, what she was doing was being, you know, since she had more money in savings, she was taking the brunt of the upfront cost and then just saying we could pay her back, you know, throughout however long it takes kind of thing. And then it came down to like, well, how would we pay that money back and how much of that money do we have to pay back? And then in came the two separate loans, which then kind of threw a wrench into everything because it's like, well, if we can only have this amount on this loan, well, obviously we owe her more than that. And then when we are paying her back, how are we going to pay her back? Do we want to do it through monthly payments? Do we want to do it to her? Do we want to do it into the HELOC? Like there was a lot of questions, and which we still hadn't really figured that part out yet because we were still trying to figure out what this actual number is. By the way, you're almost at $4. Hell yeah. Got the 409. Awesome. After that little fake out through VWAP there and $5.
What are you talking about?
Your trade.
Yup, don't like that. Taking pennies there.
Bummer, they didn't add up there, dude.
All right. I'm going to go get some lunch and take a break. My head hurts now more than it did before.
Sorry, bro.
No, it's not a bad thing. I just need a mental break. The worst part is I'm going to go upstairs and try to go take a mental break and probably end up having this conversation all over again.
I'll enjoy your non-mental break.
I'll be back. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, guys. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys being here. I will. I'm not going to do the live stream tonight. I don't see a reason to go over this week. It was kind of crappy. Yeah, I'll go through and post my trades from today on Twitter. But, yeah, obviously feel free to go back and watch them back if you want. And with that said, have a good weekend. And I will see you guys Monday morning. Peace.